All right, so Dick, tell me this. When did your we gonna have to go back to the celebrity, but when did your family tell you about your family, your famous family?
Oh, the boxing. So what happened was I went to everybody knows Finding Your Roots is this show with Henry Louis Gates. You know Professor
I know.
Gates. And I just
I'm scared going that
no,
show.
you gotta go. You gotta go.
That'd
No,
be
you gotta
amazing
go.
for you,
Mike, you
That'd
gotta
be
go.
amazing, yeah.
It's amazing. And shout out to Skip Gates, Professor Gates. Love you, man. So I went, just normal thing, and I'm thinking, okay, we're gonna find out because my mother's from here.
Slave, I'm a slave, nigga.
I'm gonna find out all the normal stuff. So we go in, and he does the research, and then he calls me up, and he's like, "Well, where was your father? Where's your mother from? Where's your And it turns out, push come to make a long story short, my mother was actually adopted, and we didn't know. So then I'm like, okay. Then we find out that my real family. Half of the family weren't slaves. They, got free and were free. And then and then he started digging deeper and finding out all of this information about my boxing family, my history. Like I had always loved boxing from, just naturally. My second album cover, I'm hitting a heavy bag, like in '87. Like I've always loved it. Like this is not like an act. It's not like, this is real.
It's
like
in your DNA.
yeah, the boxing thing is real for me. Like I really love it and enjoy it for real.
Yeah.
I like the spirit of it. I don't think it's about being tough. It's about the spirit. You know what I'm saying? Boxing is a spirit. The toughness comes out.
Tough guys don't do good in boxing.
Exactly. That's my point.
Yeah,
it's
tough
the
guys
spirit.
don't do good in boxing.
It's the spirit. You know what I mean?
Boxing, fighting spirit.
It's the spirit. So I like, I always loved that about it. And come to find out that, my grandfather was a boxer, Nathaniel Christie Lewis, and his my uncle is actually the first black light heavyweight champion in America. Period. John Henry Lewis, first ever lineal champion, light heavyweight champion, not just a belt holder, like a lineal light heavyweight champion, first black lineal light heavyweight champion, and then through John Henry Lewis. And he, found out in my new family my family I didn't know about. Tom Molyneux is another ancestor who was a bare knuckle champion as well.
Tom Molyneux, because you won't. I'll tell him who he was.
Tell him about him. Tell him about him.
Amazing.
I mean, Tom Molyneux.
I might start crying.
Yeah, he got his freedom.
Yeah.
Tell him, Mike.
No,
Amazing.
Tom Molyneux, probably in the 1890s it was, against the 1800s.
Earlier than
1800s, 1790s or something, right?
Yeah.
He was the best slave fighter in America. Nobody in America on the slave plantation could beat him.
Yeah.
And he won his freedom, but you don't understand it. People won their freedom. He won his freedom. His owner gave him $500 in 1700s, late 1700s. Can you imagine $500?
Yeah, and that's why. Wow. That's why when you look at the history, that's why my mother's side of the family, there's no slavery. There's no history of slavery because Thomas Molyneux got us free. You know what I'm saying? So and he went to England.
And after that. Then let me continue.
Yeah, go ahead.
And after that, he beat all the slaves. He can't fight slaves no more. He's not a slave no more.
Yeah.
So he beat all the American free fighters. He beat them all. He's the first slave that could beat everybody in the country. Nigga, you don't know how deep I'm going to go deep.
Yeah.
The slave, nigga, he's the slave.
Yeah.
He sleeps on the floor. He could beat every man in a fair fight in America.
Yeah, so it's like, and going through my Uncle John
so
Henry.
So they called for him to come to all over. He beat everybody in Australia. He beat everybody. So they come for him to beat the greatest fighter they've known since the beginning of England. His name is Tom Cribb, right?
Yep.
The greatest fighter. This is what he don't know. I'm blow everybody. Napoleon bet a bunch of money on his uncle, his great uncle. Napoleon, who's a slave master who hates blacks, don't believe in Black Republic. He bet around a couple of $1,000s on your great uncle.
That's crazy.
To beat Cribb. So he
Napoleon Bonaparte.
Yes. So he's in there. He's having a Cribb with no problem. So he's beating Cribb. The English people are getting worried. They crack him over here with an iron pipe.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they let Cribb beat him, and they don't stop the fight.
Yeah,
they're doing it wide open. It's open. It's not nothing like shh. It's wide open. He's a black man. He's a black man. He has no rights. He's going to beat the greatest fighter of our era?
Thomas Cribb.
No way.
Yep.
We're going to stop him.
And they got sketches of this too. This actual event. There's actually short
And it's
stories.
not me.
And
It's them. They're the
documentaries
ones that
around
wrote it.
Yep.
So it's not me being favoritism toward the black guy.
Yeah.
So they wrote it. Okay.
Yeah.
So
no,
I'm
true.
just going by from what they
Yeah.
said.
You can Google it. You can
Yeah.
Google it.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull
And
it up.
from that,
real
right,
quick.
he was so depressed he turned into an alcoholic and stuff.
Yeah, he died. He died in Ireland. He died in Ireland
After having a bunch of
very
kids
young.
and stuff.
Very
yeah.
young. Very young.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, and knowing that through my uncle John Henry. Yeah, that's him right there. That's
But he's one. But
Thomas
listen,
Molyneux.
he's gave so much inspiration for fighters from that time on and generals and stuff like that.
It's amazing.
It's
Yeah, it's
awesome.
unbelievable.
So many people asked me to play him before. I've been asked so many times. That's what I wanted
Mike,
to play.
you could totally play him,
some
bro.
people in England asked me to play this guy, and I was saying,
Wow.
and that's before I knew he was your cousin. And then Dennis told me about it before.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I said, that's LL Cool J relative. He said that'd be an awesome story, Tom Molyneux.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That'd be an incredible story.
Yeah,
This is Tom Molyneux right
Yeah,
here.
Tom
Yeah.
Molyneux.
It's so
Yeah.
amazing.
And
It's
then
an
you go from
incredible
him,
story.
you go to my uncle John Henry, my grandfather. John Henry.
John Henry Lewis,
he
light
actually,
heavyweight champion.
John Henry Lewis. He never lost a light heavyweight title fight. He only lost to Joe Lewis,
Yeah.
and Joe Lewis knocked him out. And
He was blind,
he was
though.
going
He was
blind.
blind. He did it for money.
He did it for money. Exactly.
Lewis was
So
his friend.
Exactly.
Yeah. But did
Yeah,
you know
Mike
this?
knows all the
But he didn't
history.
know.
Exactly.
You didn't know this guy was a lady killer in the 30s, did you? In the 40s?
Well, I would assume so.
Did you know that? Nobody in your
Nah,
family
they-
told
nah,
that?
they- nah. Nah, they didn't tell me about that. He looks just like my mother in the picture
Yeah.
on the lower right hand corner. He looks
first
just like
LL.
my mother. Yeah,
No.
that right there
He
looks
look
so
like
much
you.
like my mother. It's crazy.
It's
That's
crazy.
amazing.
Yeah, that's
man.
my uncle. That's my
Yo,
uncle,
Al,
man.
look, he got your eyes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's crazy, right?
Yep.
That's so
But Al,
interesting.
look, you still got the health mentality. That's going
Yeah.
through the family bloodline. You're conscious of your health, conscious
Amen.
of looking. He was a fine dressing motherfucker. You didn't know that either.
No,
did
I
you?
didn't know that.
Oh, get him dressed up. Try to find him in dress clothes. He was
Yeah, yeah.
beautiful. All the women loved him back then.
Yeah, John
Dorothy
Henry.
Dandridge, they all noticed him. He was loved. Oh, man, look at him right there with Joe.
there.
Look at his cashmere coat. Look at him right here.
Yeah.
Look at him
He was
right Al
fresh.
Gainer.
That
Look
boy
how
was
he's dressed.
fresh.
Look how beautiful he is.
Yeah,
Waves
that boy
and
was
shit.
fresh. That boy was fresh. That's him. Look at the one with him winking. Go back
Where,
up. Go
go?
back up. Go with the one with him winking right there. Look at him winking.
Right here, yeah. No, go down some more too. I know this must make you proud.
Yeah,
Look
it
at this
does,
guy.
man. It does, man.
Look at him right there. He's
Yeah,
probably,
yeah. Yep, on his way overseas.
he's probably going. He's on a boat right
yeah,
now.
he's
huh?
on his way overseas. Yep.
He fought Jim Bradley. He fought all the great fighting. Maxie Rosenbaum, great fighter.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
fought them all, beat them all.
Yep. This is my uncle, man. And finding this out was the craziest thing in the world because, I had no idea, man. I just always loved the spirit of the boxing and
Yeah.
the spirit. That's why I made Mama Said Knock You Out and all these
Yeah.
records. I always just loved that vibe. And then to discover this was like, Mom, I love the screen. This shit is crazy. Like right here, right now.
Yeah,
Like, you
brother.
Pull stuff
Yeah.
up.
That's how we do
Look
shit
at
here,
him,
man.
man. Look at him, man.
Yeah, it's amazing, man. That's amazing history
Yeah, it is, man.
and lineage. You know?
I want to shout it out to the whole Lewis family, my Aunt Joan
Absolutely.
and everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Everybody.
Did you get to, after you found out all this, did you get to connect with some
Oh
of these
yeah.
people?
Oh yeah. I connected with everybody.
That's awesome.
Connected with everybody.